Welcome back. Let's continue on with this lesson. Here we're going to look at a couple of things. First off, when I did this equation earlier, let me double click in there, I said if B4 is less than 600, well, that 600 comes from here, which was the temperature required for it to be in the solid phase, regardless of the pressure. And go back to the chart here. If it's below 600 Kelvin, it's going to be a solid. Doesn't matter what the pressure is. So instead of putting it the way I did put it in, what I'd like to do is, instead of saying 600, I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click on the cell E1. And that way, if something should happen where you discover that, hey, you know that temperature is really not 600, it's 592 or something, then you don't have to change all of these to 592. You just change that top cell to 592. Okay, so the other thing I got to be careful of, though, is if I drag this down, right, then B4 greater than C4, that becomes C5. Or no, excuse me, if the B5 is less than or equal to E2, that E2 is now changing to a different value. I don't want that to happen. So I want that E1, not E2, that E1 to be fixed formatting. So I'm just going to put a $sign in front of the 1. I can put 1 in front of the E, doesn't matter because I'm not copying left and right. So then if I copy that down, I get the same values that I had earlier on, right? The E1 remains the same. You can see that as I go down, that E1 remains the same. Okay, finally what I want to do is I want to make it easy to see solid, liquid, and gas. I don't have to look for it in the words. I want it to jump out. And the way that we do that is we use what we call conditional formatting. And I can never remember how to do conditional formatting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Help menu, click on Help, and I type in conditional formatting. And it'd be nice if I spelled it right, but they figured me out. So there we go. I'm going to use conditional formatting to highlight information in Excel. And if I scroll down here a little bit, format cells that contain text, number, or data, and time values, something like that. And what I'm really interested in is right down here, select one or more cells in a range. On the Home tab, in the Style group, go to Conditional Formatting. So I'm going to highlight this group. Hopefully I'm going to get this right. Go to the Home tab, go to Style, and there's Conditional Formatting. So I'm going to go to Conditional Formatting. I'm going to go to a new rule. Format only cells that contain, and then down here I'm going to say a specific text. And I'm going to say solid. And then the format, I'm going to go with a fill, and I'm going to make the fill light orange. And I'm going to click on OK, and OK again. And you can see that solids are all now lightly oranged in fill. So let me re-highlight these again. Conditional formatting, I'm going to create a new rule. And again, format cells that contain specific text. I've done solid, so let's do liquid. And for the format of the liquid, let's do blue. Click on OK. OK, and then let's add one more. Another new rule that contain specific text, gas, and we'll format those to green. And there we have it. So now it's really easy for me to identify the solids, the liquids, and the gases. You can imagine that if this were a much larger table, that might be nice. I don't have to search for every one of the words gas. I can just see it, and I'll know. All right, so there's conditional formatting, a little bit of an adjustment on that formula, and I think we're good to go. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you.